I'm Ocean and I've been a music producer for almost a decade, and I've spent thousands on VSTs and plugins. Some have been a great investment and others not so much. So in today's video, I'm going to show you my top 10 free plugins that's going to help take your beats to the next level in 2024. And if you stick to the end, I'm going to reveal my favorite one. First plugin we've got is Fresh Air by Slate Digital. This is one of my favorite free plugins. And what it does, it adds brightness and a bit of clarity to whatever sound you're using. It's simple. It's just got two knobs, either some mid-air or some high air. And it's just basically adding in some higher frequencies. Here's a beat that I made recently. The beat is hitting, it's sounding sick. But once we put some fresh air on it, it's gonna sound even sweeter. So here's the beat without any fresh air turned on. And then let's put on some fresh air. Now you can hear that the drums are just sounding a bit more cleaner, a bit more crisper, and that's what Fresh Air does. I usually put this plugin on my master channel just to brighten everything up at the end. It's like a little mixing trick, a little mixing hack that I use, and it's so good it feels like cheating. The second plugin on my list is Kickstart 2 by Nicky, Romero and Cableguys, and this plugin right here, this is a staple. I use this in almost every single project that I'm working on, and it's just a simple sidechaining plugin. And if you don't know what sidechaining is, it's basically just ducking the volume at certain points. A lot of the times in electronic dance music, for example, you'll sidechain the bass to the kick. So whenever the kick is hitting, boom, 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 the bass will slightly duck underneath the kick and then come up when the kick is not playing. And that's so that we can just feel the kick for the rhythm, but the bass is still prevalent, but just duck slightly every time the kick hits. Here's a house remix that I've been working on. It's sounding sick, but at the moment the kick and the bass is hitting at the same time. So what I want to do is sidechain the kick to the bass. So I've got my Kickstart pulled up and I'm just going to go sidechain, instrument, and sidechain it to my kick. It's all together now in the track. It's really hitting. There is a small caveat to this being free. The demo version is free, but if you did want the full version, then you do have to pay for it. With the demo version, it's still fully functional and there is no time limit. However, once you close your project, Kickstart 2, all the presets and stuff that you've saved will no longer be there. And you can only use one instance of Kickstart 2 within a project. So let's say you wasn't able to invest in the full version, which I think is about £16 or 14 euros at the moment. Keep that Kickstart on whatever you're using and you're gonna have to bounce that as an audio file so it kind of prints it. So now you can hear my sidechain is there, but it's just in an audio form rather than a MIDI. Like I said before, Kickstart 2 is crucial for me. I use this one in like almost every single project that I'm working on. Third up on my list is Shaperbox 3 by Cableguys. Shaperbox is basically a whole manipulation of sound within this one plugin. You've got the sidechaining element with the volume, then you've got pans, whips, you've got filters, you've got things that you can do with time. It's crazy, and I do use this quite often. Here's a beat that I was working on earlier. At the moment, the melody is kind of just sitting all in the same place. So I'm going to add some Shaperbox to it just to give it some movement and just to make it weird, but in a good way. So I got this synth lead here. So I'm just going to use pan and I'm going to start panning it from left to right. So you can hear it coming out of the left speaker and the right speaker. And also if we go into this init section here, it's got tons and tons of presets. If I go to all, there's like 6,915 different presets, all just doing crazy stuff. So on the synth sleeve, I've put this filter that goes really fast. So now the melody just has a bit more movement, there's a bit more going to it. Crazy. Now again with this one, just like Kickstart 2, there is an asterisk to it being free. The demo is of course free. The only thing is, once again, once you save your project and you come out of it, the presets and everything that you had saved, they're not going to be saved within Shaperbox free. And you can only use one instance. Fourth free plugin on my list is Origin by Cymatics, and this plugin right here, it kind of just vintages, is that even a word? It makes everything sound old. Back in the day, people used to love RC20 and all those kind of things, but this is just as good and it's free. I've got a beat that I've been working on. This one has more of that old kind of vibe. So it's got that very chill, mellow vibe. I want to make it sound even more old. With this piano sound, what I'm going to do is just add in some Origin. This is before, and with Origin on. Super vibey. They've got a bunch of different presets. Ooh. I really like this broken tape one. I mean, I could just mess around with the knobs and kind of find what I want. But I do like this preset here. I might even just turn up a bit more of that real, just so you can hear that hiss as if it was a record. Way more vibier now. So fire. The next plugin that we got on my list, number 5, is one of my own plugins that I created a while ago. It is called Shine, and it's just a simple one knob plugin. I love this plugin. I really wanted to make something that added quite a unique kind of chorus, and this is what it is. Here's a track that I've been working on. Vibey, but it's just missing something. So if you hear the vocals, it's got a bit of sidechaining in there, and it goes well with the track. It kind of just swaggy, but I want to add some shine onto the vocals. Oh, jeez. So when you turn this up, the graphic, it kind of goes cool. As you can see, it just shines. But now the track, it just brings that vocal to life. Number 6 on my list is another chorus plugin. It's not Shine though. This one is called Tal Chorus LX. And this chorus plugin is based on a chorus from an old synth called the Juno 106. I actually used to have it right here. Sadly, I broke it and it needs to get fixed. But it's a classic synth from the 70s or the 80s. I can't really remember. Here is a pop kind of beat that I was working on a bit earlier. And if you take a listen to the chords, they sound really cool, but we're just gonna spice it up a little bit more with some Tal chorus. The more I put the wet, you can really hear what it does, but I'm gonna turn it down a little bit. I'm also just gonna add a little bit of Tal chorus on my lead as well. It's all together now. Number 8 on the list, we've got Vahalla Supermassive. Let me show you how it works. Here we've got a little trap beat going. The melody is really, really simple. Nothing much happening, but we can make that melody just sound a little bit more interesting. So if I play the main foundation, it's just an arc. I'm going to turn on some Vahalla Supermassive, and you could just go ahead and play around with the mix and the warp, but what's really cool is that they've got different modes and different presets that you can just flick through. So I'm going to just choose a really random one. Let's go for an ambience, mellow ambience, and hear how that sounds. I think that sounds really cool. Let's just flick through a few more. For a free plugin, I definitely feel like every producer should have this. Just a little something secret up their sleeve if they need to make their melodies a bit more interesting, a bit more different. You can put this on and you're guaranteed to have something crazy come from it. Number 8 on the list is Baby Audio's Pitch Drift. It drifts with the pitch. The best way for me to explain it is by showing you it. So here's a melody that I was working on. Sounds cool, but we can just add a little bit more character by drifting out the pitch. So I'm going to turn it on and we're going to start with the amount at 0. I'm going to turn the amount all the way up, so you can really hear that pitch floating. Also, if you just touch in the middle here, you can adjust the speed at which it shifts its pitch. Very, very useful plugin to have. It's free, so why not? You might as well just grab that. Number 9 on my list. Now, technically, this one isn't actually a plugin. This is a VST, and this is Labs by Spitfire Audio. Spitfire Audio, they do incredible sounds when it comes to orchestral stuff and realistic sounds from instruments such as violins, pianos, that kind of stuff. Honestly, they should be charging for this. It's completely free. I've downloaded some of it, but this is not even half of it. If you go to this section, you can find all the free packs that they do. I've got a couple of the sounds pulled up here. So that piano right there already, it sounds way better than the stock one that comes with Logic. They got a harp. Let's try this. Ooh, that's kind of cool. So I mean, within Labs, there's just so many different presets to choose from. They all sound really clean. They all sound really good. I feel like, again, this one's just a no-brainer. You might as well just go ahead and grab it. Number 10 on my list, and remember I told you I was going to save the best for last. This is my personal favorite on the list. This is the Prince by Cradle, and I am going to put another asterisk at the side of this one. This one is a free trial once again. Everything in this plugin, it just sounds clean. I'm just playing one chord, but that's sounding crazy already. As you can see, they got a bunch of different presets in the pads, brass plucks. I'm actually going to throw in a melody from my Trap Essentials kit. And then let's just try and find like a nice preset. Oh! I'm just going to take off some of that noise, some of the distortion. Might as well put some drums on top of this and turn this into a full beat. But I mean, that's two melodies, one melody really just coming from the plucks within the VST. And because the VST just sounds so rich in sounds, everything just sounds so full already. Even though this one isn't completely free forever, it is just a 2-week free trial. Definitely recommend getting that 2-week free trial just so you can see the power of having a really, really good synth VST. So those are my top 10 VSTs and plugins that you need. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you check out this one right here where I break down the top 10 AI tools that you need for music production.